Hey, Kimberly, Denise, Pink, Gingerlocks, Denise. God, it's good to see you guys. It is kind of a crappy day here today, raining. It rained all day yesterday. Now it's raining again today. Did I miss anybody? If I did, oh, Mr. Positive, Gingerlocks, Dairy D, Vegan. Let's have a chill morning this morning, shall we? No drama, no, yeah. So Cinco de Mayo, happy Cinco de Mayo. And Remy, if you are listening, Remy D, if you are listening, I checked my blocked list and your main account is not blocked in here. So I see Cecile. Cecile, I would try to say that whole name, but I would probably get it. Cecile Pagandahan vlog in Kuwait. Are you in Kuwait? Oh, you're far away. Good to see you, though. It's probably afternoon where you are. So how is everybody this morning? I must say, I slept so good last night. It's like, I think I went to sleep at 9 o'clock last night and didn't get up until like 7 o'clock this morning. So it was like a good, really good night's sleep. Oh, is it Nurses Week? Oh, happy Nurses Week, Pink. I don't know what you do for that. I guess just appreciation and appreciation for all the nurses out there. Um, oh, Pink, I was saying yesterday, I don't know if you were in here, but that guy that worked with my husband that contracted the you know what the um one of his lungs collapsed, and they told his wife on Saturday that without a lung transplant, they don't believe he could survive. So many prayers for him and his family. They are allowing his 11-year-old daughter to go in and see him now. So, and she's feeling really bad because um, she's the one who brought it home from school. But I mean, it's not her fault. Of course, it's absolutely not her fault. But this is a terrible thing happening. But so many prayers for him. Hopefully, yesterday my husband was supposed to hear from him because the doctors were gonna go and do some tests to make sure um, he was. I guess they do a test to make sure you're a good candidate for a transplant before they do one. Hey Bailey, good morning. So yesterday they were supposed to be um, talking to him and his wife and finding out if he is a good candidate for that. But yeah, it's been really rough on him. I actually don't know of anyone that's had a rougher time than this guy. And he has 11, and they're allowing his 11-year-old daughter in there now, which before the actual rule at the hospital where they're at is 15 and under are not allowed in. But since he's so bad right now, they're allowing her to go in. So, and so they can have family time. But it's bad. So another reason maybe to get a shot. I'm not, I watched a lot of videos about it yesterday, and I'm very, because I'm getting my second shot tomorrow, but I lost a lot, a crap load of videos about them yesterday, and I'm um, very comfortable with getting mine tomorrow. With the statistics they were giving and stuff, I'm comfortable with it. So I'm not gonna lie, I was like nervous. Yeah, it's very, very sad. Very sad. Um, and before he bought this, Like his wife was telling my husband and people at work that his wife was telling them that he's never been sick. He doesn't even get colds. Like he's never gotten a cold. And he's only like 52 or 53 or whatever. He's very young, for to be that bad. But I guess there's no rhyme or reason. People die of the flu every year. You can, get a temperature spikes and, that's it. But hopefully, he'll be a good candidate and things will be okay. But they're predicting that even if he does get one, that'll be a year before he can even think about going back to work. So, yeah, he'll be on what do you call it? Disability for a long while. It's tough. Hey Denise, didn't I say hello? Oh shit, I don't have it on live chat. Gosh, I don't ever have, I never put it on live chat or the quality. I don't know. Do any of you have a problem when you go into a chat that you have to put the quality, video quality up, press the video quality and then put, it on a live chat? Because every chat I go into, even if I go out and come back in, I have to do that each and every time. It's such a pain. I never had to do that before. I am very pro vaccination. I'm very confident, comfortable also. Yeah, I I got a minor sore arm the first one. So I'm fairly, I don't smoke. I don't drink. You know, I mean, I've been sneezing a lot lately, but I think that's just hay fever and allergies and stuff. Um, I have the Pfizer, but see, my husband's brother got the Johnson and Johnson, and he's fine. My next door neighbor got the Johnson and Johnson. He's fine. So if you look at the statistics, if you look at the overall statistics, um, of course, that's not the long-term effects or whatever, but I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with it. And even if I have to get a booster in a year or whatever, I don't care. I get a flu shot every year, so so guys, what went on yesterday? I need Remy in here to give me a Remy recap because I never I never know when I go to bed that early at night. Hopefully nothing like crazy went on last night. Hopefully it was a calm night last night. I hope so. Um, I just want to say if I had because I went through my block list today, and if I've ever had you blocked in here, try typing in my chat because I unblocked a lot of people that I had blocked, and I don't know. I don't remember blocking all these people, but if I've had you blocked in here, please check if I've got you still blocked because um, the only thing I mean, with the exception of two or three minor people in my block list, it's all trolls, obvious trolls. Hey, Ams, productive people sleep early and rise early. Well, Ams, that's what I did last night. I was like asleep at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Hey, Ginger, if you want to come up, just let me know. Anybody else, Pink, if you want to come up, whoever. Um, it's a kind of an open chat. We're just like chatting. Um, yeah, I was supposed to get the Pfizer, but had to reschedule and end up with the Moderna, which was fine too. Um, yeah, I heard they're like similar. I haven't heard anything bad about either one, to be honest with you. Hey, Tawanda. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Productive. Well, Tawanda, you get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Tawanda, Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if you heard about the guy that's working. I just said it actually earlier. Um, uh, he needs, he contracted, the I guess you're not allowed to say virus on here, but anyways, he contracted that. His lung collapsed, and now they don't believe he'll survive without a lung transplant. So yesterday was, when they went in to find out if he's a good candidate for one. So hopefully your prayers will help. Kind of really bad. And he's like such a good guy. Like my husband said, he's such a great guy. Nice, good family man, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. Um, you know, good to see you, Tawanda. Are you on your way to work? Tawanda's working all the time. I don't know if Joy's in here, but send up prayers to for Joy too. She's going through. Um, hey, Angie, a bit of a rough time too. How are you doing, Angie? Did you say you wanted to come up, Ginger, or not? Are you busy? Anybody else wants to come up, just let me know. It's kind of a chill chat. Don't have to talk about any. I can't really talk about anything that went on last night because this little chickie was. I fell asleep to watching a documentary, and it was called The Jefferson Eight, and it's about 8 women that were murdered in this little town, this little rinky-dinky town. I think it was somewhere in Louisiana. Don't quote me on that. Um, so I fell asleep listening to that, so I'll listen to the rest of that today. But it's called the Jefferson Eight. Just type it in the search bar. It's really an interesting story. What did Ginger Whitlock say? Oh, you can come up if you want to. It's up to you. Oh, Remy. Most of the lies from last night are private or deleted. I was going to ask you for a recap. Um, yeah, because I went to sleep listening to what do you call it? I went to sleep listening to what do you call it? The Jefferson Eight. I was talking about that. It was a weird, weird story. Like if you want to see, um, hey Republican Ash, good to see you. And this morning, and like I'm saying to everybody and anybody, if I had you blocked, I went in my block list, and I never think about doing that. I went in my block list today and unblocked everybody except maybe a few people, and the obvious trolls that are nasty, and you know, don't my lives are not private. Yeah, I don't private my lives either, but then not a lot goes on over here. Um, Republican Ash, I'm going to give you some protection in here. Here you go. Make you a moderator. I know me and Republican Ash have had our issues, but I hold no ill will. Let's say that. Like, I don't know why people can't just separate and just be okay with each other because, you know, um, morning. I hope you are doing okay. Wanda, you're another one that I really like too. There you go. Um, I took away some wrenches yesterday, but yeah, you do. Even though we didn't get along for a while, and I know that's my fault too, because I get kind of bitchy sometimes, and I will own that. I will own being a bitch sometimes because I don't think it's worth it. There you go. I will own. Look at you, pretty girl.
I didn't do anything.
I just said you're pretty.
Like I didn't do anything. Hi.
You always look good, even first thing in the morning, you bitch. Oh, I love that name, redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, redheaded stepchild. There's lots of different names. There's a chocolate called redheaded stepchild. Boy, God knows I've had many of those.
Yeah, were you the only
Never,
redhead in
never
your
one I bought on my own though.
Were you the only redhead in your family?
My grandmother was.
Oh, okay, but I mean,
My
you're
mother, my mother dyed her hair red, so that doesn't count.
yeah.
That doesn't count. So she likes to think she is red hair and said she's got it from me. No, you were brunette.
Thanks, Ams. I
You're
try to get along. I try to get along with people. Hey, Angie, thank you to the lovely lattes. I am so bad for that.
what's that?
Like promoting like PayPal's or you know what I mean? Like it's just so not important to me. Hey, Gemma. Hi, beautiful girl.
I know. Like I do this for myself. I do this because I want to and I enjoy it. And I'm disabled. I can't go to work. And like, although I am going to try some. I want to try out this sale thing. A friend of mine's doing, and actually, it has to do with selling wine.
On YouTube?
Uh, I would have to check the logistics on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd have to check the
Well, if
logistics
you're
on
going to sell wine, I'm going to buy it.
that. Yeah, I think I'm going to sell some wine. I need to do some.
Um,
I need to do something else with myself, man. I'm just like, "Urgh." See my
yeah.
like my cup.
Oh, Gemma, thank you. Welcome to the lovely lattes.
M's knows this cup really well. M knows that
It's
one.
what's it say? It's fine. I'm fine. Everything
Everything is
is
fine.
fine.
Now they just need to just add it on 2021 as well.
Did you sleep all right last night? Because I slept like a freaking
Yeah,
baby.
yeah,
Like
I did.
I'm telling you, I was listening to, and if you guys haven't watched it, watch the Jennings 8. It is such a good documentary. I'm right at the end of it. It's about corruption, murder. The Jennings 8 is eight
The Jennings,
girls.
the Jennings
The
8.
Jennings 8. It's about 8 women, and it's a small town that were murdered, and a lot of them knew each other, and it took them years and years and years, and they never. I
All
don't
right,
know.
cool.
I'm
Yeah, send it to me so I don't forget because I forget
okay. I will.
everything all the
I'll
time.
text it to you,
Yeah,
or I'll put it.
my cousins wound up coming over last night, and they were here for like an hour and a half. Totally wasn't ready for that. And we sat and we talked and we talked and we talked about vaccines. We talked about. I'm like, at one point, I went, "That's it. I'm done with politics. The politics talk is over. Over."
Politics. Well, there's no point in talking about it anymore. Like
When
it's
you have like-minded individuals, which we kind of were, for the most part, we're like-minded individuals.
Mhm.
Um, but at the same time, even with like-minded individuals, I don't want to freaking talk about it.
Yeah, it gets
It's too much. I can't
yeah.
stand politics. I can't stand it anymore. I used to like it. I used to like it back in the day when I was in student government.
Well, before
I
the
thought I wanted to
election,
be a politician. Oh
yeah,
no.
before the election, it was okay because people were wondering, they had their opinions, and that was fine.
Hi Gemma. Hey Remy. Hey Kim. Hey so I hope you don't mind. I'm just saying hi to everybody.
Yeah,
I like all the people who come in here.
I do too. They're all so friendly and nice. I guess it's too early. It's too early for the really nasty trolls to come
Oh,
in.
it's never too early because it's all over
No,
the
that's true.
it's all
Well,
over the world.
yeah,
So for
everyone's
somebody else, this is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So
that's
you know
true.
what I mean.
That's true.
So for me,
But
it's way too early.
on
It's
the most
way
part, I don't really get, nasty,
no.
nasty trolls. I wanted to be a brown cow so I could make chocolate milk.
Go buy one. Then
Oh
you can have
God.
the chocolate milk.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I'm going to do a live today, and
oh, you were
it,
going to do one yesterday, and you know what? I kept checking on.
there's a reason I chose not to. I didn't want to, and then I had my cousin who was coming over, and then my daughter was dealing with a lot of issues, so we had to get all that squared away. That's more important to
Oh,
me.
of course. Well, the reason I kept checking is because you said you might go live. So I kept checking. I
I
don't
might.
trust YouTube to give me my notifications anymore. Although they
I,
do, they have been with you.
I am going to go live today at, I think it's 11. Um, just
Tawanda.
really an update on, my chronic illness. And, when it comes to chronic illness and stuff like that, it's really too hard to accept it sometimes. And it's hard to accept yourself. It's hard to accept the burden of being that you are on some other people. There's a lot of acceptance, and it's not easy acceptance. And
Right. I think you go in spurts, don't you? When you go
without a doubt,
because
without a doubt,
sometimes you're okay and you're fine when you're feeling fine. And then when you're not, hey, Texas girl, when you're not, it's probably, because
it's normal.
I've seen you do streams about that exact thing.
I don't always want to talk about it all the time because it is
No,
depressing to me.
no,
That's
but if
why
you can probably help a lot of other people because I've had a lot of people in here that have chronic illnesses and um sometimes it's hard to relate to somebody that doesn't like me. I don't have a chronic illness. So it's hard for me to imagine what you go through because I
it's
can't say, well, I know how you feel because
it's
I
my
don't.
it's Generation X, man. We're all fucked up. Why is Generation
Oh,
X
well, that's
so
true.
fucked up?
Oh, this
I
is a
mean,
bad generation to be alive in.
generation. I thought we were the best generation ever. Like Generation X, yes. Like now we're falling apart.
Are you
Frig.
Generation X?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I'm a Generation
What's
X.
the one after you?
Generation
Or is
Y.
there? It's Generation. Uh,
Y.
I'm a boomer, so I don't know about all
My
this.
mom's a boomer.
So,
But she's on the younger side of the boomer side.
oh,
I mean,
way to make me feel
the
old.
older side of the boomer side is what I meant to say, not the younger, the older.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. My mom's much older than you, Carla.
Well, I
My,
don't feel. See, you're only as old as you feel, so I don't feel old.
well, then I must be 90, and that's not cool.
My husband woke up at 4 a.m. and went to play basketball. Good for him. First time in a year, they had to wear masks while playing. That must be hard. Do you have those
I
plastic? I
I
just
hope
bought
he's
those
doing
plastic.
well. I haven't heard. I hope he's doing well. I'm glad that he's playing basketball with everything he's been through. My God, awesome! That's awesome news, Ems. Awesome
I
news.
just bought plastic inserts to go inside my masks. They should be here today. They keep the mask away from they still keep the mask on your face, but it's like gives you room to breathe inside. They go right inside your mask. They stick out a little bit.
Ems, that is amazing, amazing, amazing. Like
That's good.
miracle
Yeah.
news. I'm so happy for the both of you. Really, that is amazing, amazing news. Amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna do my live about how I've come to grow and accept what I have because I will be honest with you, I still have not accepted gastroparesis yet. I know it's there. I know I have to, what I have to do. I'm still really angry each day getting through it. I got to get through that part of it and not be mad about it anymore. And I don't know when that will be, but I got to learn to accept it and move on. But with ankylosing, I've done that. I've done that with every other chronic illness that I've had. So, um, the funniest thing is I'm the most secure in my life now than I ever been ever. That's
Um,
the weird
but
thing.
you've been dealing with ankylosing spondylitis for years. I know you get a kick when I say it.
And
But
I'm gonna ask you a favor. Could you push us backwards, please? I feel like I'm
oh,
like in
oh,
people's faces.
oh, okay. We're gonna be the same size, but
Better, much
okay.
better. I always
Um,
feel like I'm in
I
people's
always forget
faces.
about that. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. Hey,
Like,
Jojo.
it's like take
Um,
this pee up my
but you
nose.
haven't been dealing with osteoporosis for a long time.
No, no, it
So,
only got so bad to the point
I mean, I know,
last August was
but I
when I
know that
really
you
started feeling
probably have had it for a long time because,
I think I had it my whole life.
yeah,
Mhm.
but not as severe as what it was last summer.
There's been spurts and stuff And for many years when I was younger and I couldn't stop vomiting, they told my mom it was all in my head. You wonder why I fucking hate doctors. Sorry. But I do. I hate doctors for the most part. I hate them. And it's because of what I've had to deal with. And yeah, like, they may say, there's plenty of doctors who are great. My rheumatoid doctor is amazing. My pain management doctor is amazing. That's it. That's all I can really. Oh, my neurosurgeon is pretty cool, and my gastroparesis guy is actually the best guy you can go to in the United States for gastroparesis. So honestly, that's good.
You mean he specializes in that?
The stimulator that's in my stomach, he designed it. He invented it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That's
Um,
amazing.
so it's like, I mean, even each day for me is at the moment, I'm still just like really trying to find out how do I keep moving through? Will I ever be able to eat again? I don't know. At the moment, I don't think I
That's
don't
the
think
thing.
so.
It bothers me that, I mean, and I know you tell me all the time, don't feel bad for me, don't feel bad for me, but I do,
I
because you
want
sit at a table and people, and your friends probably feel guilty eating too in front of you because, you're sitting there
most of my
munching
friends,
on
because I've had celiac disease since I was 28.
it. Uh-huh.
So they've kind of gotten used to eating things knowing I can't eat. It's easy.
No, but
That's
this is
not a
pretty
problem.
severe.
Well, this is different. This is not even celiac, and this is completely two different things. It just makes life a little bit harder being
Yeah.
celiac. That's all.
Hi,
Hey,
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany. How are you?
So yeah, so that's what's going to be about today. And like I said, there's something though about like being sick and accepting yourself and knowing you can't change what's really going on anymore, and you have to grow to accept it. And I'm
Oh my
getting there.
God, Tawanda, I'm so sorry. She said I just buried a friend that doctors called a hypochondriac. She had pancreatic cancer, and
Oh,
there's a thing
Tawanda.
um, in,
Oh,
with the guy
I have
that's in the
Irene.
hospital right now that has to have a lung transplant. They figured there was some um, medical culpability for that because he wasn't well taken care of. And you know what they told you in the hospital? Remember what they told you? That you were a drug seeker?
How do I forget that?
I mean, good God in heaven.
Uh, I literally had to call the hospital again yesterday to make sure that they are working on that, because I was literally so pissed off about that, because I worked so hard not taking narcotics for someone to call me a drug seeker. That pissed me off.
Hi, Gemma.
Hey, Carla. Hey, Ginger.
Hi, Gemma. How are you?
I'm okay. It's good to see you.
Good to see
It's
you
good to
too.
see you too.
It's, it's always a pleasure to see you, Carla. I hope you ladies are doing well today.
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah.
so much sleep last night. It wasn't even funny. Like I said, I went to sleep at 9 o'clock and didn't get up till 7 o'clock this morning. I feel rested because it was. I didn't
Now,
get up in the middle of the night.
now I just feel weird.
You look great though. That's a great picture of you, by the way, too.
Yeah, that's a great picture of you, Ginger. That's a really nice picture. I did see it the other day when you're on
Oh,
Carla's
thank
panel.
you.
That's a really nice picture. Ginger, I don't know if you see my comments in the chat, but I was just saying that people like you really inspire me to speak out on my own situation that I go through with my autism and my anxiety disorder. And if it wasn't for people like you that speak out on things, I don't think I would.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Because it's scary speaking out on things like that on a
It
public
is.
platform like
It
YouTube,
is.
especially YouTube, because there's a lot of judgment and people think that it's either not real or it's in your head, or people that they can't see something that's not physical and they take the time to judge before they actually get to know the person.
Tiffany asked Ginger, did you ever contact records at the hospital to make sure that is not written in your medical record? That's super important if you have the authority with the help of management. I think you were
That's
looking into that, weren't you?
but yeah, that's probably because I trust me, that hospital, I wouldn't put it past one of those doctors to do that, especially God forbid if I'm in pain. And when I was there, the doctor said to me, "What do they normally give you for the pain?" I was literally afraid to tell her the name of the drug because I was afraid they would think I was seeking for that drug. And yet they still came back at me saying I was seeking for drugs. And I'm like, whatever. I'm just like, this is insanity. And when I went to
Well,
Tesla and I explained to them everything that happened, and they're like, they could not believe it with
look at
everything.
Tawanda saying that they told her friend that she was like, faking it, and she ended up passing away from pancreatic cancer. And that's like, let's just say this. Doctors are not gods. You know yourself,
Oh,
your own
some of
body.
them think they are. Some
Some
of
of
them
them, yeah,
think they
some of them.
are.
But there's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with getting a second opinion.
No, you're
Um,
right. You're
there's
right.
nothing wrong with that. So,
You're right. You're right. But I know right now what the biggest thing that I'm struggling with is dehydration.
Tiffany
I
says she knows how to go about doing that if you want to
Right,
contact her.
right. And trust me, I will. I will. Yeah, trust me. I
Oh my
I
God, I
was
remember
so
how
mad.
mad you were when they told you that. That was so, oh, I've seen you mad a few times, but
I
you were pissed.
I cried mad.
Yeah,
I cried. I
that's
was
how
so
I am.
mad. And it was just like, you call yourself a doctor and this is what you did. You're going to give me Tylenol for the pain of gastroparesis. Yeah. I'm like, you're a shit ass doctor. Get the hell out of my room. I'm leaving. Well, that's against doctor's orders. I'm like, if that's your orders, I'm definitely leaving.
Mm. So he was basically a know-it-all, arrogant asshole.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah, we won't say.
it's just frustrating. That's all. It's so frustrating, especially when you work so hard to be off of narcotics and to live a clean.
And I know you have, because you don't want to be on it. You want, you know,
I'm on medical marijuana and I
yeah,
like my medical marijuana. There
yeah.
you go. I prefer to have that more than anything. It doesn't make the pain go away. It doesn't put me in a state where I don't know what the hell's going on. I prefer it more than anything else.
Em says it's because people walk in, they're laughing on their phones, asking for Dilaudid, pushing fast with the side of Benadryl. We do have a problem, but they need to do better when there's evidence. I mean, yeah, with Ginger's case, like,
Legitimately, that's the shit that I'm like when I'm in the hospital. They're the two medicines I'm on all the time. It's not that I choose them; that's the ones that they always wanted to put me on. But I use the Benadryl because I have so many skin rash and stuff like that that I get from the beds that they have there because my skin's very sensitive.
Tiffany says cannabis is the best medicine for, especially for gastroparesis. And you
And
know what? I never heard of gastroparesis before.
it
Ginger
gives me
got it.
it'll help at least give me a little bit of the munchie, whether or not because I if it was up to me, I would never eat, and I know that's not I can't do that. I wouldn't survive.
Hey,
But
Mojo.
I'm just it's still something I'm trying to figure out. And like I said, I was so hurt that the doctor said that to, like shocked, stunned, and hurt.
Well, you left against doctor's orders, right?
If
Then you
she's
leave?
if that's what they call a doctor, then yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what I mean. You left because, I mean, you could do the same thing at home.
And like literally talking about it like just gets me more mad all over again.
Sorry.
It don't be. It's just that's how
Well,
mad
you know
it
what
makes me.
came to mind was when Tawanda said the doctor told her friend that, you know, she was faking being sick and she ended up passing away from pancreatic cancer. That's what I mean. Doctors are not gods. Let's say that. Doctors are not gods.
Literally, here's the funnier part about everything. I've been in the hospital where doctors are afraid to give medication, and they look at me. Well, do you have your marijuana with you?
Really?
Like really, you're asking me if I brought marijuana in here, and it would be an illegal thing for me to bring this in the hospital And you're asking me if I have it. Like what?
Why would they even ask you that?
I don't even know. I still to this point, like maybe he thought, oh, I'll let you take a couple of hits or something, or he could confiscate it. I don't know. It's
Oh my
no
God,
clue.
Tawanda, that's so true. Remember, they are practicing medicine.
Medicine.
So
Exactly.
true. They're not experts. They're practice
Mm.
physicians. Physiotherapy is really helpful. My PT massages my stomach and moves my connective tissues to get things moving. They can literally manipulate your system manually. Um, Tiffany,
Oh,
I'm
Tiffany,
really,
that's awesome.
I'm really not familiar what you have. You know, I know it's been outed before, but I don't know what you have.
I'm not out in it, so but
Massaging your belly.
absolutely that's absolute because yeah, your stomach doesn't work. That's pretty much
Well, they do that after you give birth to expel the afterbirth. Let's say that. At least they did it with me because it wasn't coming
placenta. You do you mean placenta?
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
placenta. Whatever. It's been a while.
All right. She just said it. Tiffany has gastroparesis just like I do, and I wasn't going to
Do
say anything.
you really,
Yeah,
Tiffany? I'm so
that's why
sorry.
when
You
you
know
sit
what?
there,
She might be the one that I saw saying that they had gastroparesis. I
I
don't
had
know if it was her. That was somebody in Save Robbie's chat. To be honest with you, it's more common. There's more people on here that have it.
Tiffany, I was diagnosed just around, I think it was either 16 or 17, but it was more for me, it was pain for the longest time until all of a sudden it was just like, wait a minute, why does it feel like everything's backing up in my throat and I can't get anything down? And things didn't make sense. And here I am,
I was DX in 2016. What's that?
diagnosed.
You
Diagnosed.
were diagnosed. Okay. But I'm an idiot. Ah, 2016. So you've been dealing with that for, oh my God, for 5 years? Wow.
It's not a disease that goes away. It
So
doesn't go
you'll
away.
always have it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Does it get any better though, Tiffany? Does it mean do you have
You have good days and you have bad days. You have days where you cannot digest anything, and then you have good days where you just seems like everything's going down
you
perfectly.
would think something like that they would find like some kind of cure or something, you know? Maybe they
Yeah.
wanted to make sure you weren't taking marijuana while in hospital. That would interfere with meds prescribed while admitted.
But he
Believe it or not.
asked me if I had it to a point where he was afraid to give me the narcotic. He's like, "Well, do you got it?" Like asking me, and it wasn't to see if I had it. I'm telling you, it was more or less to go, well, maybe you should try that. And I'm telling you, I think that's where he was going. And when I finally said, why on earth would you ask me that? Because that is wrong and illegal. His face went, oh. He was one of those third party doctors that take care of you in the hospital. Those third party doctors don't give a crap about you at all. At all.
Oh. What's Tiffany saying? I don't have it as severely as Gingerlock's mom, but I also can't eat certain foods. I don't break down protein in animal meat and
Me
can't do
either.
much dairy. I take an H1 and an H2 inhibitor for mast cell, and it helps control the gastroparesis. Yeah, Gingerlock's, Remy, I was going to say, like, Gingerlock's wasn't diagnosed till last year either. So,
Well, I no,
maybe,
when I was diagnosed with gastroparesis, I was diagnosed in like 2018.
oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't
Oh
know
yeah. My system was slow. It just didn't stop like it did the last time. But my system was slow. But I'm never. I used to be never hungry. Like I used to be able to. When we were younger. I'm in my 20s. I would go all day. My friends would be looking at me. I think we need to eat. I'm like, I'm not that hungry, and I never was. But it makes sense now.
Right.
It all makes sense. Like why, like people would look at me. I'm like, I don't know why I don't need to eat, but I was still heavier than all of my friends. But now, I can't keep weight on, which is crazy.
Mel says, always listen to your gut instinct. I was at A&E, I don't know what that is, many times short of breath and was finally told I had cysts on both my lungs, which was found 2 years earlier. They didn't tell me the scan had found them. Um, it's sadly progressive. I was then 2 years later diagnosed with chi, I can't even pronounce that, chari type 1. It's never ending. I don't even know what that is. You'd have to like,
Tiff, it depends. I can't like when they put me on the TPN before surgery.
hush,
I,
hush.
when they put me on the TPN before surgery, I gained quite a bit of weight. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, really? Because I was still looking quite small, but yet my weight went up. So they beefed me up for my surgery, which was probably the smartest thing they could have done. Because I think if not, it would have really, really been a lot harder because I did not expect this surgery to be as hard as it was. And it was really hard. So if they didn't have given me that TPN, it would have been way worse, way worse.
Wow.
But that was that's when I really gained weight. I'll go up a little, down a little, up a little, down a little, and then I seem to go down a little, down a little, down a
Or
little.
when you're diagnosed with something and the doctor says, oh, don't worry about it. And then you go back a year later and it's like, why didn't you come here earlier? I did. You told me not to worry about it.
Oh, well, see, I don't have that issue anymore. That's not something I deal with. Like,
Oh,
because
no, they admit you right away, don't they?
not always. No, I was not admitted to Temple, which I was, although they wanted to admit me at Princeton, but I did not. They did not. They're like, we don't need to admit you because of this, and this. I'm like, oh my God, yay! Thank you. I was so happy. I was so happy that I didn't have to. And I honest to God, I barely remember that day already. Like thinking about it, because those when you're in the ER like that, like you seriously lose brain cells when you're
Um,
going through that.
Em says, sounds like my husband and Mel. Apparently, a scan found a 2 centimeter mass on my husband, and the note said presumably cancer and to follow up. And no one
Oh
ever
my
did until it
God.
got bad. I remember that, Ems. I remember.
Oh.
That was bad. That was bad.
Hmm.
But the same with this guy at the hospital. That
Yeah, happy
my
Cinco
husband
de
was,
Mayo.
yes,
Happy
and it like
Cinco de
happened in my
Mayo.
life. Like, I didn't even know what it was until yesterday. You told me.
No, you never knew what Cinco de. That's
I've
right.
heard of it.
That's
I've
right. I
heard of it.
told you. I told you.
I know what I found out yesterday. I'm just saying, I knew what I had heard Cinco de Mayo. I just never knew exactly what the whole thing was.
Hold on. Try to do something
Are
here.
you playing music? Oh,
Trying to.
okay. Hey, Uno.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Woohoo.
Dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Yeah. So yeah.
There you go. That's about as good as I get for Cinco de Mayo. I mean, I'm Irish. What do you want from me? Although I'll take the margarita, but I can't drink margaritas anymore.
Yeah, it was found years ago, and M's husband, he never knew until we read the radiology report, and at the bottom of the report, it had a quick description. They missed it. See, that's where you call it. That's doctor error, I think.
Hey, Tiffany, quick question for you. Can you tolerate like any kind of a social alcoholic beverage? That's what I want to know. Any kind. Like, can you have a cider, like one, even if it's one, or wine, if wine sits well, depending on what sits well with you, because that's like I really always enjoyed having like social drinks and things like that. Um, I find that with one glass of red wine, I'm okay. Everything else like that has like I can't drink any of the seltzers. I can't have well, of course I can't have beer, and I can't drink hard alcohol. So like a glass of red wine is the only thing I can really
Oof,
drink.
red wine. Ugh, can't drink red.
You've never liked red wine?
Never, ever. I like white wine, but I don't like red wine. Hi,
Oh,
Val.
I hate white wine. You give me Chardonnay, I will not drink it. No.
I love it.
I hate
I
Chardonnay.
can't do vodka
Ugh.
anymore. I always did vodka and cranberry. I can't do it with my stomach anymore. Can't do red because of my headaches. But
Oh,
I
okay.
can drink wine. Yeah, I've heard red wine gives headache or is bad for headaches.
Um, I had Pinot Grigio, and I don't know if it was the day or whatever. I tried a little glass, and it did not sit. I'm like, all right, not doing that. But a glass. I'm not a Merlot drinker. I'm not even a Pinot Noir. I just want a glass of Cabernet. That's it. I like my cabs. And
So you do like you used to like beer though, didn't you? Like back in the day.
oh girl, I could do a beer bong. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I was yeah, keg stands. Good grief.
Is there any cause of gastroparesis or is it just something that you're born with? Because I really
Something
don't understand it.
It's something you're born with. I mean, I don't even, it's still something that they're searching on. My doctor and I have a friend, and right now, God, can we all please just put a little prayer for her because she's in there getting surgery again for her gastroparesis.
Who is?
A friend of mine from high school.
Oh yes. Let's say a prayer
Yeah,
for her.
she's so sick with gastroparesis. Tiff,
Like you were?
Tiff, she is
Oh,
5'11" and weighs 109 pounds.
oh my goodness. 5'11" and 109.
5'11" and weighs
That's
109
skinny.
pounds.
That's anorexic skinny almost.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, think about it. She can't eat. She can't get anything into her stomach. And I'm like, why aren't they putting her on TPN? Why aren't they doing something more for her? Honest to God, when it came to the TPN, I'm the one who said something, not the doctor.
Right.
Yeah, my friend Lainey, she's getting operated today. I think she's getting another esophagus stretch.
Is she going to the same doctor you went to?
Yes, she goes to the same doctor. There in this area, that's the only doctor to go to for this in this
Mhm.
in this area of the country. There are people who come from Australia to see him because he's the one who invented my gastric stimulator that I have.
Mhm. So, of course, I'm all for plant-based diets because I've seen that diets work on people with chronic diseases, autoimmune
Pink,
disorders.
I cannot touch anything plant-based at all.
Really?
At all. Maybe a little bit of fruit, but I cannot eat any kind of lettuce, kale, broccoli, greens. Nope, can't have any of them. They are really what sets off my stomach big time. That I know, which stinks because I like greens. I like making smoothies from greens.
So
But
why can't you tolerate plant-based? Is it something to do with your system or?
it has to do with gastroparesis itself. It's
Oh,
think about it. When you were eating vegetables, you're eating. They call it roughage. Why? Because it's really rough to
yeah.
digest. Right. So when you have a stomach that barely digests and you're putting roughage in it, it is going to hurt immensely.
Um,
Immensely.
Remy thinks that she has gastroparesis too, but she just has never been diagnosed with it.
Remy,
Could you just
hey,
could you
no,
just go to a doctor and ask them, say, this is what I think I have?
depending if Remy has an HMO or a PPO or one or the other. You go to your doctor, try to get a referral to go to a specialist, go to the specialist. What you need to do is it's called a stomach emptying test. This is basically this is how you diagnose gastroparesis. It is a 4-hour test.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
it's not like it's exhausting. You just got a lot of waiting you're doing. That's pretty much. So they make you drink the stuff that's radioactive. Okay.
Oh, good Lord.
Yes, it's radioactive and you can't drop it and
I
they freeze
remember you
out.
saying that.
Mhm. So they can see it going through. So I could even tell as I was watching it, during that as myself, I'm like, it never moved from when I started drinking it to when the 4th hour came to take that last picture. It moved very little. They were like, oh, yeah, you're bad. Yeah, it's bad.
Oh,
So that if you feel that that's what you have, you really need to go to a gastroenterologist, explain to them and they'll start like weaning things out. They don't start looking for what maybe might be wrong. They try to X out everything, and then that's how they normally find it. At least that's how it's always been for me. Yes, you are your best advocate. Yeah, absolutely.
true. That's true.
And literally, I feel like every time I go to the hospital and when I go in there, it's a fight. You got to fight somebody some point. And it's
I
like,
always thought, you don't fight with your doctor, you just take their word for it. No. Mm-mm.
who
Um,
said that?
no, in my mind, it was like you don't fight with your doctor. They know what they're talking about. You don't know. You never went to medical school, so you don't know anything better. But when they put me in the hospital, when I had my staph infection and they put me in the rehab center for a month, I actually went to my doctor and I did not have to stay in that rehab center for a month. What they did for me in there, I could have had done at home. All they had to do was show my husband what to do.
That's like I
But
said, for the
my
pain that it
doctor
was.
said, as long as your insurance will pay for it, they're going to keep you here. So,
That's so
and
scary.
within like 2 weeks of being home, I was up and at 'em. Like I was,
There is a very rare time that I go to the emergency room and I get to come home.
I
Very,
know, because you
very
don't go. Yeah, but you don't go until you're that bad. No,
because why? Because then why? Then they send me home, and that's a ER visit that I really didn't need.
oh, I got my doctor's or my diagnosis from a genetic specialist. They found it because my connective tissue, sorry, I can't talk today, tissue disorder, but they suspected it with my brain stem compression. Oh my
Oh,
goodness, Tiffany.
God damn, Tiffany, you sound just like me. Jesus.
Goodness gracious. Wow. See, I don't understand any of this stuff. Like it sounds like serious though, really serious. Like I
I,
know a little bit about what you go through, but I can't say I understand it. Plant-based diet is
I don't expect you to. That's
you know,
okay. That it really is okay. Because
hey Carol.
how can I sit here and expect you to understand? Because everyone can go, yeah, it's really, really painful. Right? Painful to somebody else may not be the same. Like some people go, oh my God, I never even realized this type of pain even existed. So you wouldn't know unless you go through it. Or if you're living with someone who's going through it.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Or
Remy,
living with somebody like
go
that,
see a
like your husband.
gastroenterologist and get that gastric emptying test done, and that it will at least get you to some point where you can find out what
Wow,
the hell's going
Tiffany.
on with your stomach.
Tiffany says you can't even walk when a flare hits.
I'm sitting here and all. I don't know if it's because what we're talking about or whatever, but I am bent over slightly because my stomach hurts. I'm laughing because I'm like, is it because we're talking about it and I'm psyching myself out, or is my stomach really hurting? Oh,
Thank
pot.
God your husband is healthy, you know. I'm not saying that to be um you know, but he's at least there with the girls and stuff, when you
You
do
know
get
what?
sick.
Ems, I've read about pots. And there were some parts that I thought, oh my God, this possibly could be it. But there was also a lot of things in there that did not describe me at all. So, like for instance, when I stand up a lot, especially in the morning, I will sometimes things will go completely black. I cannot see. Um, Sometimes there's stars, like bright lights or that you see, but for a lot of times I'll stand up and it will go black, and I have to stand there. I have to find something to hold on to, and I have to wait for it to pass. It normally sometimes passes after like 10 to 15 seconds. Sometimes it takes like a while.
What
It can
is
take a half
what
hour.
is cherry? What is that?
What's what?
CHIARI. What is that?
Where are you seeing it?
And
I'm
Tiffany said, Ems, yes, I do have POTS. That was
pots
my second diagnosis after my Chiari diagnosis. I was tested when I was
in
in
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina for my
Oh, I am
neurosurgeon.
so sorry, Tiffany, man. That is not.
Wow,
Oh.
it's just one symptom of
And
auto.
now I understand why she doesn't want to talk about it because there's so much, and it's just like people won't believe you that you have that much wrong going. And like I was just telling Marissa when I was out with Marissa the other day. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry, Gypsy. Stop it.
Chiari. Oh, okay. Sorry,
Oh,
Tiffany.
God, she'll go all day.
Hey, Joy. How you doing, babe? Same prayers
Mm,
for you too. Joy is going through a really rough time right now.
That I did hear. I'm sorry, Joy. I really am.
Prayers for you and your husband. Um, yeah, this is like medical day. Or,
I need to go. Oh my.
okay. Oh, it's just a symptom. I hear people talk about it often when they have connective tissue issues. I really don't. I don't. We have our resident medical expert in here, Pink Lady Luck. She knows more about that stuff than I do. I guess if you're going through it, that you could really call yourself an expert because then you do your research and you find out what's really wrong with you.
Sorry.
Although when I had my staph infection, they didn't ever tell me how I got it. I really don't.
I'm gonna go grab a little bit more coffee. Oh wait.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here.
Don't no, forget it. I still have a full cup of coffee.
Oh, you silly girl. I'm not too great for the past few days. My oxygen. Oh, I'm sorry, Mel. Prayers for you too. My oxygen level is supplementary oxygen. I'm so deflated. I'm so sorry that you're going through that. Oh, so many people going through such a rough time. Oh,
And see,
so sorry
and I
for
go
everybody.
back and I think of when I was young, right? And I grew up in a neighborhood. Yikes! Hold on. I grew up in a city. I grew up in a city, but I didn't grow up in like say like for instance like Center City, Philadelphia. I grew up on the outskirts of the city, and everything in the Philadelphia area are like row homes. Everything's row homes. Like you could even call them townhomes now, but they're still row homes. Um,
Hmm. Right.
I'm literally going somewhere with this. Literally lost it that fast. God damn it! What was I saying?
Oh, I'm glad you got the number, Joy.
I forgot what I was going with this. I was going somewhere. I hate when I do that, and that happens so freaking often.
What's that?
We were talking, and I was telling you a story about Philly, and then the row homes and things like that. And then I went, "Wait a minute! I was going somewhere with." Okay, here. This is where I was going with it. Now I remember. Now I remember. So
Okay.
I grew up with a lot of kids. I grew up with a lot of kids, and I grew up with a lot of kids my age,
Right.
and I grew up around a whole lot of different people. I don't remember like people's parents being sick to the point where they can't leave their houses and they're doing this and they're doing that. Nobody's parents were like what we are. So what's the difference? What happened that we're this way? But when we were growing up, everybody seemed a little bit more healthier to me. Or maybe I was just
I
young
don't
and
know.
dumb.
And I remember when we were young, my parents never worried about us having allergies and like food allergies and stuff like that. It seems like we were healthier.
The only food allergy you knew about was peanuts.
That's it.
And yeah,
That's it.
hold on one second. My phone is
But
ringing.
it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like as prevalent as today. Like it seems like kids get a lot of allergies today and they get a lot
Eh,
of medical issues.
yeah. I have my nephews. They're also on the spectrum. One very
Oh,
very
that's another
high.
thing. Um,
very, 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 very high on the spectrum.
yeah,
And one who's very, very low.
that's
So
another thing about the whole, what do you call it? What's it called?
autism.
Autism. I never heard about it when I was growing up. Never heard about like a lot of kids being autistic. ADHD. Both my grandsons have been diagnosed with
Oh, I've had it.
ADHD.
I have had focusing issues and ADHD since the day I was freaking born, and I got in trouble for it because I went to Catholic school. So if you didn't sit still and keep your mouth shut, you were a bad kid. I guess I was a bad kid.
One of my grandson had it so severe that they had to take time out of class to let him run and down up and down the hallways just to get that pent up energy that he had, or else he would destroy
Tiffany,
things.
go.
Yeah. No, they would actually let
That's
him do that.
phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Like,
Yep.
if you, you get build up aggression, you got to work that stuff out.
Yeah,
And that's
because had they not, he was just starting to get aggressive, and they told my daughter, if they don't, if you don't, if he doesn't change his behavior, he's not going to be able to come to school here. So they sent him to a counselor, and they said he needs to have, he needs to get out all this pent up energy. It's something that he needs. And so that's, and then the other one has food issues. So they both have
I,
different.
see, look, I have so many issues, but guess what? One of my biggest issues is anxiety. That's one of my biggest.
Oh, okay.
That is probably the one that really probably sets everything else off.
I think a lot of us have anxiety nowadays, especially in the last year.
Of course. I mean, I think everybody has anxiety, but it's to the degree of how you have it. That's what it is.
Bipolar. And I talked about this yesterday. I was diagnosed bipolar, over 10 years ago. Okay. Um, Never heard about that before, but I imagine there was a lot of people that had bipolar like
Oh,
years ago,
and of
and they just
course.
didn't talk about it, or they were ashamed of it. I believe my father was bipolar. I really do.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're probably right.
but and then I believe alcoholism runs in our family too, because my dad was an raging, and I think that's how he self-medicated was with alcohol. And my sister drinks a lot. So I don't know if she's an alcoholic, if I would call her an alcoholic, but I believe it runs in the family. I really do. And me, I believe my dad was bipolar, and I'm bipolar. So
But you're open about it. You talk about it.
I didn't for a long time. When I was first diagnosed, I was ashamed.
Of course, because
I
that's what
went,
because people made you ashamed of mental illness.
yeah. Well,
That's all that is.
she's bipolar. She has to go see a therapist. I still go see a therapist, but I'm not ashamed of it. It's,
Shouldn't be. There's no reason to be ashamed of it.
no.
None at all.
Manic depression. Yeah, bipolar is a new name for manic depression. Yeah. Yeah, you have your severe ups and your severe lows.
You know what, Tiffany? I think I need to check that out because I've read a lot of stuff about POTS, and especially like with the blacking out that I get, and as well with the anxiety, which can seriously, it's almost like if I don't get up and move, like my body is going to start shaking because my anxiety gets that bad.
I
So if I don't,
remember Remy did that too. Didn't you go to the emergency room, Remy, because you had a severe case of anxiety? So yeah, I've had that too, but not. I
see,
don't have.
thanks, Tiffany. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. She's going to send me information because I
Well,
wouldn't doubt
that's good. Thank you, Tiffany.
I would not doubt if that I have part of that, but I don't even know where I would go to even figure that out. I don't, because I've read
Um,
into it. I'm like, gee, and everyone's like, you have low blood sugar. You have low blood sugar. I'm like, or low blood pressure. It's not low blood pressure that does that. It's really not. It happens if when you stand in warm water or stuff that happens. But every morning it happens to me at least 5 times during the morning.
oh, Mel, Thank you, everyone. You are so kind, Tiffany.
I will be right
I'm
back.
just finally realizing how dire things have become, and my life is getting very hard with all my symptoms. My oxygen is cut.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm so sorry, Mel. You'll find a lot of people in here are very sympathetic and very kind. Um, yeah, I have very, very kind people that come in here. I've never needed any medication for mine, but if I had to guess, I have some sort of OCD. I've controlled it better and better as I've aged, though. And I didn't take a lot, and I thought I was getting really good, so I went off my medication for a year, and then it got really bad, and so I ended up going back and getting my medication, and um, because when you're on it, you feel somewhat normal. I mean, everybody has their ups and downs, but when I'm off my medication, it's severe highs and severe lows. Like it's hard to explain to someone that isn't manic, doesn't have manic episodes. I'm either completely up or completely down. There's no middle ground for me when I'm off my medication. So, oh my gosh, same with me. Does anybody else want to come up? Just put the link in the chat. You want to come up and talk? Um, yeah, I would say prayers for you. It sucks when the doctors don't understand, or does your family, or think that you're faking it, like Tawanda's friends' doctors, and then they end up passing away. I think we know our own bodies. That's the thing is, I think we know our own bodies. So a doctor can't tell you. Hi, Remy.
I have a towel on my head, sorry.
I was going to say you're on camera. Did you know that? So
yeah,
what's up?
well, I figured you wanted to, hold on one second. You want to, I understand that people clone and they porn and stuff like that. And,
Yes.
But speaking on what Ginger Locks is saying, I completely understand her symptoms. Bailey Vex, I talk to her every morning, and I call the restroom the office because I spend so much time in there. But it's painful. It's so painful. And, I personally think that mine is more geared towards, I've had 3 surgeries in 2 years.
Okay, now what are you talking about? The stomach issues?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
What have you been diagnosed with yet? Have you been diagnosed with
I have had 2 hernia surgeries, and I have
Mr. Positive.
Hi, Mr. Positive.
I haven't been diagnosed with anything but that. But I also have shitty medical insurance. It sucks. It sucks.
I'm sorry.
It hurts, and I also have this bad habit of eating late at night because I'm just not hungry.
Have you ever tried medical marijuana?
No, it's not. Well, I don't even know if I could get it. I mean, I can get pot, but
aren't you in New Jersey or New York?
It's the same thing.
No,
I'm talking about the same thing. Pot. Can't you get any weed?
Yeah, I don't know nothing. Do I have some? Maybe. I'm pleading the fifth.
Seriously, try using something like that. Like after you put your son to bed and stuff like that.
Bye, Tawanda.
Oh yeah, of course. It would be late at night.
Right,
I notice I get an appetite afterwards. I get the munchies, if I do smoke.
Yeah.
But I don't smoke during the day, etc. if I do smoke. But it's painful, man. Like, holy crap. It hurts.
Yeah.
And I've also noticed like my stomach has become almost bloated in a way, if that makes sense. Like distended.
Yeah, distended.
Well, if
need
you
to
can't digest anything,
you got to get diagnosed. That's the end of
Oh,
this.
I know.
You got to get diagnosed, and soon. You can't push us off.
Oh no, I know. I have to find
Tiffany
what
says
sucks right now.
CBD oil is legal in all 50 states, and you can get medical marijuana where you are. I would recommend CBD oil. Yeah, you should get
I don't
that.
even know where to get that.
Well, there's a place literally around the corner from I could probably even walk. No, I probably couldn't walk there, but by car it's literally 2 minutes, and it's a CBD. But the only reason why I'll buy that stuff is for the indica, because the indica, if you get CBD vape, which you normally lose, you can feel the tightness in your back actually just relax.
Okay.
So for me,
Because
that's
I get the tightness in my chest,
you'll feel
and my stomach is like rock hard.
with the highest indica CBD that you can get. And if you go to any, like even just look up local dispensaries near me or whatever, and get an indica vape and try the indica vape and see how that works for you. It's not going to be like a normal marijuana where it's going to give you any kind of head high, but at
Yeah, I
least
don't like
it will
the head high.
relax. It should relax part of the body that is causing you pain, because people who use CBD where there's no pain, they're like, oh, I don't feel anything. Well, no, you're not going to feel anything because you
have no pain.
You have no pain, right?
Here we have to see a doctor. We have to get our state medical marijuana card in order to go to the dispensary. It's a good.
Where are you? You're in New York, right?
Nope.
Are you in New York?
I'm in the tri-state area.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mr. Positive, what's up?
I'm in between New York and Rhode Island. Let's just put it that way.
What up,
And they're
ladies?
very it's so Ginger, I understand exactly how you feel, dude. It hurts, man. But I really think that the mesh that they used with my hernias, because I had an abdominal hernia and an umbilical hernia within a year and a half, and I had a hysterectomy.
And the meshes that they use sometimes can really screw you up.
I swear they just shoved everything back in there, like guessing where it went.
Yeah. Oh, puppy dog!
Oh, is that your dog? Is that your new dog? Let me see.
Hey, Mr. P.
Hold him up. Oh, look how cute! It's adorable.
That's
What
kind of dog is that?
I've almost memorized the three things that he is.
Has to be Chihuahua, right?
Corgi, Chihuahua, Dachshund.
Yeah, he has a Chihuahua's face.
Yeah, he totally is a Chihuahua.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Totally,
it looks like almost like Chihuahuas. It looks like a Chihuahua ears too. How they stick
Corgi, Dachshund, and that other one you just said. Yeah.
I had a Chihuahua, that little bitch. Oh no, you don't know. This dog, if you even walked by her food bowl, she was horrible.
You showing everybody you kiss a lot?
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, please don't do that video where the dog will just bite you in the face. Please don't.
He's now chewing on my beard.
I'm glad that you're feeling better, Ginger. That's all I wanted to come up and say. And Carla, thank you for letting me up.
Thanks, Remy. If you ever want to talk, because you're dealing with stuff, and if you ever want to talk and see if I've ever experienced what you experienced or something like that, like totally ask Ems. Ems has my number. Get my number and call.
I don't know if you were in here earlier, but Billy told me that you were blocked in here, and I went through my whole block list, and
I had come in under my main account at first, and no one could see me.
Carla, have you checked your Google block list? It's different.
Yes, I did. I only have 2 people blocked on there. It was in here. I actually had a lot of people blocked that I unblocked this morning that I didn't even know were blocked.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that there's 2 block lists
your
that
mods
Facebook doesn't know.
Mods can block people.
Yep.
They can block people.
Thank you, Tiffany. I've
they can go back in.
Days. I have been having good days, and going to the beach this past weekend was like the best medicine for me in the world. It really was.
Yeah, you look so happy with those big round glasses.
So happy.
I think another one of my problems is I'm exhausted.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm
But you also
literally exhausted.
you deal with a lot of stuff too.
But you're
Yeah.
taking care of a you
Yeah.
know, an autistic child who is young.
I
How
get
old
up
is
at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't go
always
to
up
sleep
early.
until about 11.
Does
Luckily, I
does your
Huh?
son does your son get anxiety as well? Like especially at night?
to be quite honest, he can't tell me. I don't know.
Does he pace? Do you ever find him pace?
We both pace.
Hi, Tim.
But he does it more, I think, for a stimming reason.
Because my see he and then he also my nephew has seizures as well.
Yeah, thankfully that doesn't happen. Like right now, I'm pacing around my bedroom
Right.
because one, it helps to work out the stomach so then I can go to the office. And you know,
What, are you
that
working in an office now?
no, Bailey.
Oh, okay. You mean dump office? The dump office?
I spend so much
I'm
time
down,
in there.
Ems.
Why not?
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Totally down,
You
Ems.
said office. I'm like, you
No.
work in an office now. Do you still deliver? Like,
Yes.
do you still do that job you were doing before?
Sometimes it depends on how I'm feeling, to be quite honest. Because if you're sitting down in the car so long, you know, it can be very uncomfortable. And if you have to go, you gotta go.
So, okay, this is going to sound indelicate. So it goes out that way, but it doesn't digest? Or you don't digest? Is that what, I mean, I'm trying to understand what gastroparesis.
I
So
personally
it doesn't
don't
go
know.
through because it keeps coming up. So you have nothing in there. You know what I mean?
It in my thought process, it either comes out or it comes up.
Oh,
That's the best way I can explain my situation.
Pink says after eating, she heard after eating and moving around helps.
Yes, that's what I do. I pace. Like I said, I get up between 3 and 4 in the morning, and I will literally pace for 2 to 3 hours.
Oh, good Lord.
But the vomit, and it's very hard to get your family to understand it. And I'm sure Gingerlocks can, you know, understand this
Hey,
part.
bye, Tiffany. Thank you for coming in.
Bye, Tiff.
It can be very hard
You too,
to have
Tiffany. Take care. God bless.
Bye, Tiff. It can be very hard and embarrassing to tell your partner and your family and have them understand.
Yeah.
You know, it's embarrassing. You know, like, hey, I got to go to the bathroom like right now. Got to go to the office.
But unfortunately, your loved one and your family need to understand. That's, I mean,
of course.
You got to have their support. If you don't have their support, it's rough. It's just rough.
You know, I'll say I have a stomach ache. I can't go XYZ. You know, I can't go here, there, or the other place. And it's like, oh, well, what else is new? And I'm just like, dude, I can't do it. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I can't.
I know.
So when you did go to the doctor for your stomach issues, I mean, they put a mesh or whatever, and, you know, you had that operation or whatever.
I had 2.
But what exactly?
I don't even have a belly button anymore.
Okay, but what exactly was your diagnosis? Like, what was?
For those operations, they were hernias.
Okay. So that has nothing to do with your stomach, though, right?
But at the same, they do. I have approximately a 4 to 5 inch scar going up from my belly button, and then I have no belly button because they had to remove it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. And I truly believe that the mesh has. I never had these symptoms before, never. I really think, and there have been lawsuits against this mesh.
Yeah, that's what
everything.
I said.
Oh, really? Then why did you get it?
I had no
Probably,
choice.
I was going to say the doctor that was the option that she got.
I think they just shoved everything back in and were like, oh, maybe this goes there, that goes there. I had a hot anesthesiologist, though. He was hot.
I remember having a hot anesthesiologist one time, and he gave me my stuff, you know, how they put you out. And I remember looking up at him and saying, You are the most gorgeous thing I've ever. And then I was out. He was
You can
so
put me under any day of the week.
Oh my God. He was
Mine-
so cute.
Mine said to me, I looked up at him and he goes, "Hey." I was like, "Hey."
I know. It's just like, and then they tell you to count back from
Oh, I didn't even know.
100.
They never tell me. They never tell me to come back.
Because they're just like, whoa.
I was just like,
Hi,
"Hi."
Silver Wings.
I'm always so afraid that they're going to start stuff before I'm out. So I'm like, you gotta make sure
Oh
I'm
my
out.
God.
Gotta make sure I'm out. And then
I've
I'm like, all right, I'm starting to feel it. And then like the room like starts spinning. And then it's like,
I have heard horror stories about that. People that were, guess when you're under, I guess you can't breathe on your own. You can't, you
No,
know.
you have to have a
But,
breathing
yeah,
tube.
I've heard horror stories about people that are under but not under.
I'm literally talking about a shot of propofol for like a procedure.
I don't even know what they gave me. I know
have
that
no idea.
one thing, because I am on a certain medication, everybody knows this, I've already talked about it, I'm on Suboxone. They call it, quote unquote, shooting through the Suboxone because it attaches to your receptors in your brain. So I require quite a bit much more than most. And when I woke up from the first one, they had told me they gave me fentanyl, and I freaked out. I was like, no, I don't want that ever again. I woke up, I was screaming in pain because, I mean, having your abdomen cut open, it hurts. And
Right.
I was mad. I was just like, no, don't ever give me that again. And I don't know what they gave me the second time because I had my hysterectomy in April of 2019. And then my hernia surgery was July of 2019. And then my last hernia surgery was this past November.
Did you read Val's comment?
No,
Remy, my
I'm not.
dad had to have the mesh removed. Get another opinion.
I truly believe that I'm just afraid to go back under. I'm afraid I'm not going to wake up. That's my problem. I'm afraid I'm not going to wake up.
Or have you ever
But then
had
again-
blood work while it's happening? Do you know what your
One up here, not.
I don't know.
the date rate
You're
is?
being a pill today.
I don't know. Hi, Heaven Sent. I like that name. Heaven Sent.
Sorry, I had to grab myself some
I've
water.
heard that name mentioned somewhere.
You know what? Lord should name a candle after that. Heaven Sent. That would make a good name for a candle, I think. Because the candles, you know, scent.
Oh, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
plenty of candles out there named Heaven Sent, though.
I would imagine.
Yes.
I think the Yankee Candle Beach and Sand, or Sand and Beach, or
Right back
Sun
again.
and Sand, something like that. That candle's the best smelling scent ever. But alrighty, guys, I'm gonna hop down.
Okay, Remy, thank you
have
for
a great
coming up.
day.
And again, you are not blocked. I
I don't know what's going on.
recap.
I'll check my list.
I know
as
I've
well,
heard
but
other
I don't
people
know
say
too.
that they're blocked in other chats and they're not. So yeah.
It's weird.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that there's two places to get blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I knew I actually
YouTube.
did check my Google account to check, and there's only 2 people blocked on there, and there are 2 people that were very nasty to me, so they are staying blocked. So yeah. But,
Alrighty, well, bye, guys. Have a good day.
okay, Remy.
Bye, Remy.
Bye.
Good to see you.
I'm going to be jumping off soon, too.
Yeah, I'm going to probably end this pretty soon. It's almost
How
an hour
you
now.
been, Mr. Positive? I haven't seen you on
Hey,
panel.
Cindy. Just while Cindy comes in, she's going to say,
Good morning,
"Hello.
Cindy. Hi,
Hey,
Cindy.
y'all. Hi, y'all.
Ginger Lock, it's good to see you. You know I can't get a word in
news.
edgewise with you ladies.
Cindy's famous line is breaking news, y'all, breaking news. Cindy knows everything. She knows everything that goes on in YouTube.
I prefer not to know it all. I don't want to.
Yeah. I was asking for a Remy recap because I missed everything, but I don't think I really missed anything. It's kind of just like same old. You know, I'll go into the people that I'm close to's chat and watch, you know, what they have to, and I'll go into Marissa's live and I'll go into Laura's live. But other than that, I'm really not paying attention to, all these there's too many new chats to go into nowadays. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I only go into yours and Chasings from now, Carla.
Oh, really?
That's it.
Chasing
Well,
Truth,
and
I really
yours
like her.
Chasings, and Lovers. That's it. The only
Is
only
Chasing
people
Truth
I
the
go
one
into
that
now.
had her dog up there that was in labor?
Chasing, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check her. I think I've been in there a couple times.
You should sub to her. She's really
I think I am
non.
sub. I actually think I am sub to her.
She's non-drama 99% of the time, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
and I also go
like
into the grandma channel too. I forgot.
today is a good example of how you can be non-drama. We can talk about other things rather than the drama. You know what I mean? Like people have a lot of things going on in their real life that the drama is like. I'm so sick of the sides. Yeah, me too.
I'm
Ditto.
sick of it, even though I know I have to be on
I
one.
mean, because here's the thing: I like people on all sides, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to decide. I'm not gonna say I'm on this side or that side because I do like a lot of people who are on different quote unquote sides. So
We'll
it's
have to
hard.
agree to disagree on that
It's
one.
hard if you're expected to have an opinion. And here's the thing on YouTube. Okay, if two creators are fighting and you pick the side of one creator and then they make up, then you're the bad guy. So it's not a good thing to pick anybody's side. So
All right, you two, I gotta jump off, but I will
okay.
see you guys later. Have a
Okay,
good day,
thank
Mr.
you. Thank you
Positive.
so much for coming up. And Ginger Locks, please remind everybody you are going live today.
Probably yes, around 11. I'm just gonna kind of talk about what I talked about here. So
Okay, and if before you go, if you could just put your link in the chat so everybody that's not sub to you can sub to you and go over there.
All right, Carla, I'll jump down too. Bye. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for coming up, Mr. Positive. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing his doggy.
I'm
So
trying. I'm like I'm not thinking correct. Yeah, the dog was so cute. As I said, I haven't seen him up on a panel in a while.
I don't think, but he does have a face of a chihuahua. It really does.
Well, I said that dog's got to be part Chihuahua, like definitely, without a doubt.
Definitely, but bigger. I don't think. What's her name? Taco's dog is that big. Boy, Taco's dog can be mean.
I love tacos. She makes me
I
laugh.
know. I missed her this morning. She usually comes in the morning, so I missed her. If you talk to her today, tell her I missed her.
There we go. I just dropped it there. There we go.
Okay, thank you. If you guys are not subbed to Ginger Lux, please go.
Thanks, Cindy. You have a good day too. I'm just it's weird because once I get the kids out and I start to get really really tired. Around 1 o'clock, I'm like totally drained by the end through everything since like the kids are now going back to school, but it's only half a day. I just can't wait for them to be done school. It just really, I hate the school.
Right. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to pop
Bye,
off
everyone.
too. It's been an hour and a half. Guys, thank you for
Bailey.
coming in. Thank you, mods. Thank you, old mods, new mods, mods that are coming. Because here's the thing. I don't want anybody to get picked on in here. I don't want anybody to have a bad time in here. So you guys take care. Thank you, Remy, for coming up. Thank you, Gemma, for coming up. Thank you, Mr. Positive, for coming up. Jazz, you guys have a great day. I'll probably see you in some side chat somewhere on the tubes. So my heart, I'm sending my prayers to everybody that's struggling right now, Joy, especially with her husband, and Wanda and everybody. And Ems, I'm so glad to hear about your husband. But you guys all have a great day. Thank you for coming in. Goodbye.